and the 2025 MPVA season's return here in Caloocan Sport Complex to wrap things up for our weekend doubleheader. And as you can see on our screen, Escanlar together with Chica Espinosa, of course, looking to stay perfect when they take on the host Caloocan AM Spikers, who will try to put an upset here in the immaculate record dito ng Dasmarinas Monarch. And welcome to our last match here today in Caloocan Sports Complex. You have Dasmarinas Monarchs going against Caloocan AM Spikers here the last match here in this Saturday. But my name is John Panera, and alongside me, of course, is Lois Santamaria. Lois, this might be like a David versus Goliath kind of match, but what do you think is the chance for Caloocan to put an upset and to put a blemish dito sa immaculate record ng Dasmariñas
Well,
Monarch?
they actually have more time to prepare. I think they should have identified the skills and what's lacking on their team and the advantage that they can do in order to counter itong mga performance na pinapakita ng Dasmariñas. So one of the things that they can do is to work on their blockings, on their floor defense, because we all know how powerful itong Dasmariñas Monarchs, an unblemished team in terms of their attackings.
Well, definitely. Well, we can see and we can check that once mag-start na yung laban natin. But you know, this Dasmariñas Monarch really looking really fine since the first time that they put in and step in inside the court.
And as mentioned, they remain unblemished. They have a clean record, even consistent into ending the games into 3 sets. And they really displayed performance. They also defeated the last season's champion, which is the Quezon Tangerines. And of course, we have to be reminded that they are also backed by the NU Lady Bulldogs, a very reputable team playing in the UAAP Collegiate. And as you can see here from their previous performance, they dominated in terms of attacks, 48 to 21 in terms of blockings and aces. And even if, again, with more errors, they still managed to dominate their match against Negros Immaculata.
Well, exactly. And what's very good about, of course, Das Marinas is that there's a lot of players contributing for the points. We have Alin Sug, of course, even reliable alongside Jones Salazar. But I think the one who stood out more in Das Marinas is really consistent is Celine Marsh.
And as you can see here, she contributed 12 points, containing 8 attacks, so 1 block and aces. So she's almost present in all department. And also that's made possible because of the help of her team. And ang ganda ng distribution ng kanilang mga puntos.
Exactly, and hope we can expect others to rise up as well here in the occasion. But really, very deep bench. The system is actually in place here for Dasmariñas Monarch, and for sure they want to keep with the expectations that the valuable fans has for Dasmariñas Monarch. Now let's take a look naman sa previous game na nangyari dito sa Caloocan AM Smikers, which is dito nga din sa sarili nilang stadium.
From their previous match, they still remain winless. They almost, at least, remain at par dito sa kanilang previous match to Pasay because they were able to clinch the second set 25 to 22. But as you can see here, Pasay still dominated in terms of attacks with 51 with their 46 attacks. Also in 10 blocks of the Pasay. So this is something that Caloocan needs to work on because they've been dominated by their previous matches and remaining winless.
Yeah.
They now need to see and of course ma-develop yung mga assets na meron sila.
Certainly, but despite the loss of Pasay against Caloocan, one of the silver lining for me here is the performance of Rhea Manalo, who actually did really great, scoring in double figures yesterday.
And as you can see here, Rhea Manalo, with a very close flight against Pasay, she still managed to contribute 10 points with 9 attacks and 1 block.
And hope that it's not only Rhea Manalo can contribute well here, for Caloocan. This match is no joke for Caloocan again as they're facing the undefeated Dasmarinas Monarchs so far. And for Dasmarinas, complacency is not an issue here, but catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now, powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. A special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. And right now, Loy, this is a much awaited match here in Caloocan. A lot of people are expecting this match. Dasmariñas going against Caloocan. Next up.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Presenting our officials for match number 16. First referee, Mr. Paul Framil. Our second referee, Mr. Jay Dediquito. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The battle continues here at the Caloocan Sports Center in the city of Caloocan. This is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. Our match on hand right now is between the Dasmarinas City Monarchs against your Caloocan City AM Spikers. Now it's time to meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Dasmarinas City Monarchs. Led by team captain, setter number 3, Avi Pono. Opposite hitter number 1, Kay Bombita. Middle blocker number 7, Jen Jacob. Outside hitter number 12, Sam Cantada. Middle blocker number 16, Rachel Bahamonde. Outside hitter number 21, Myrtle Escalar. And their starting libero is number 20, Icy Cepada. The coach for Dasmariñas City is Regine Diego. Now let's meet the starters for your Caloocan AM Spikers. Led by team captain, outside hitter number 8, Chica Espinosa. Middle blocker number 6, Angel Ledesma. Opposite hitter number 9, Rhea Manalo. Setter number 11, Andrea Ya. Outside hitter number 15, Susan Raslan. Middle blocker number 16, Zonsi Dahab. And their starting libero is number 4, Shin Lacerna. The coach for Caloocan is Michael Palermo.
And there you go, of course, for Caloocan, usual suspect of Dahab, Espinosa, and Raslan leading here for Caloocan. But here for Dasmarinas, surprisingly, we don't have the usual faces here like Vanjel and Sug. Of course, we don't have Ara Panique, Camila Lamina. Instead here, Sam Cantada will start. You have Bombita in Escanlar, Abahamonde, and Abigail Pono will lead in the orchestration here for Dasmarinas. And I think this will be a no problem for Dasmarinas since been playing for many years already. But on your screen, of course, Maria Manalo, who have had a magnificent performance. Here comes set number one, starting things off by Abigail Pono, our acting team captain here for Dasmariñas. Rhea Manalo will start this. I mean, Loy, you know, Dasmariñas, I mean, we cannot hide the fact that they're, you know, at the peak of their careers right now. But here comes Rhea Manalo and Caloocan will surely use all of the experience that they have had during their peak moments.
And of course, even if Dasmariñas are composed of established players, again being backed by the NU Lady Bulldogs, you have to be reminded that Caloocan were also composed of players coming from NCAA Collegiate and UAAP Collegiate as well.
Exactly. You know what made me so happy seeing on the lineup ng Dasmariñas ngayon? Dailisan and Cerneche, they're back. Loy, I mean, Cerneche is our flag bearer for 2025 Asian Youth. And I think kababalik lang din ito galing Bahrain. And let's see if Coach Regine will allow Cerneche and Dailisan to play here in Caloocan. But meanwhile, 2 puntos na dito ang Caloocan.
And as early as now, dapat maging consistent na itong Caloocan sa pinapakita nila kanilang laro ngayon.
Exactly.
And of course, as mentioned nga kanina, this is not the usual lineup para dito sa Dasmariñas Monarchs. But again, this is an opportunity para sa ibang mga players to show off their skills and of course to contribute para sa kanilang koponan.
Exactly. And of course, ito yung sinasabi ko. I mean, not much of a veterans present here, Loy, for Dasmariñas. We know that itong Dasmariñas, they're all powerful. But how are they going to act in times of, say, for instance, desperation or thought-provoking like moments? How are they act without their athletes inside the court?
Well, they have to be reminded that skill-wise, they also have it din. Lahat naman sila volleyball lang din ang nilalaro. So what they need to do is just to execute what they've been practicing and of course, mapakita yung mga experience and how veteran they are as well dito sa larong ito.
Good point. As meanwhile here, Jacob, one of the quickest middle blockers I've seen so far in the high school department, is now with Dasmariñas as Escanlar being well defended. Bombita.
There's Bombita, as early as now, nagpapakita ng kanyang kakayahan. And if I were Caloocan, as early as now, I've been saying, dapat ma-minimize nila na yung mga errors.
Jacob continues to serve, targeting Shika. And Lloyd, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, you might be like more agile than me, but Susan Raslan, kita mo naman the magic. I mean, how can you think mid-air and just swiping the ball right at the hands of the blocker?
Susan Raslan showing years of experience.
Good dig there. Rhea Manalo, Justin kinapos. Puntos dito sa Dasma.
Rhea Manalo attempting an off-speed attack, but it didn't work on her end. Medyo mababa, miscalculated on that attack. Good attempt though from Rhea Manalo.
And Bombita serving here for Dasmariñas. As Caloocan, Chica Espinosa denied there by Bahamonde.
Pono now contributing for the blocking department.
Bombita continues to serve here for Dasmarinas. This time, pupunta sa gitna. Well, that is, I must say, a good decision dito to go to Ledesma.
And Ledesma with that power tip. Very effective. Have to be reminded na itong si Ledesma, one of the players from the Letran Lady Knights
Oh yeah,
during her collegiate
I remember.
years.
This time, 1-2 play for Pono will not work. But good recovery there coming from Bombita. This time, pupuntahan. Rhea Manalo, Bombita, good pickup. Pupuntahan Escanlar, will try. Wow, what a defense dito. But ball is still alive. Opportunity dito. Sam Cantada to Abigail Pono to Bahamonde. It's still alive and it goes out.
And as you can see, itong si Ledesma, even if she's playing as a middle attacker, you can see na naaasahan din siya
Oo.
dito sa back row attack. Very unusual para sa isang middle attacker.
Meanwhile, Myrtle serving here with a jump serve. That catches the line. Puntos again here for Dasma. And we're at our first technical timeout. Everybody seems really excellent, really very overflowing here for Dasmarinas. They're everywhere here, even without their seniors. 8-4, Dasmarinas leading by 4.
Play game with Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Nagbabalik ang Manny Pacquiao sa MPVA. So, the spirits stay high for Caloocan and head coach Michael Palermo. Actually, nakausap ko siya bago yung laro. Sabi niya, kahapon, looking on the positive side of things, I would say it was the best we played so far this season. Inamin niya na hindi man sila nanalo, sabi ni Coach Michael, nung nakakuha sila ng isang set kahapon, yun ang gusto niya makita all throughout the game. Yun nga lang, hindi nila natuloy all throughout the course of the game. And he said for today, inamin din niya, honestly, there's a little bit of pressure kasi they have another chance to defend home court. And he said they know they have a tall task as they face Dasmarinas. Sabi niya, ang realistic goal natin ngayon, girls, alam natin mas bata ang kalaban natin, pahirapan man lang natin sila. Let's make them say we gave them a good fight. So let's see if Caloocan can defend home court and in fact give Dasmarinas a good fight. Back to you, Jong and Lois.
There's really pressure on the side of Caloocan. Of course, especially that they're playing their home court, they wanted to show a spectacular performance, of course, for their viewers and supporters. And of course, even if they're playing up against the younger team rather, for the young Dasmarinas Monarchs, they still need to make a plan because we all know how dominating this team can be. Again, you have to be reminded that this team that they're playing up against have a clean record for this round.
Well, exactly. And I think the best way to cope up with that is to relax. I mean, right now, hindi naman nagkakala yung puntos natin dito, Loy. I mean, Caloocan is actually doing good. It's not just they just need to be consistent. They just need to stay close here for Dasma. Dasma, I mean, for sure, Coach Reg have already told these girls that they will be playing without their ates and they have to make your ates proud. So for sure, this Monarch will surely do their best to earn their fourth consecutive win.
And a service error from Bahamonde. This is a chance for Caloocan
Oh,
to
yeah.
take advantage of the errors.
But meanwhile, team captain Chica Espinosa delivering the goods. This will be Bahamonde again. Puntos dito, Chica Espinosa. And so far dito, Loy, ang nakikita pa lang natin dito is that Rhea Manalo is doing wonders for Caloocan. But this time, Zuzan Raslan,
think Susan
that will be
Raslan
outside.
was attempting na paraanin sa blocker's hands. However, I think nabasa na tong Dasmarinas Monarchs. And you know, even if I think this is also a strategy for Dasmarinas na hindi maipasok yung mga usual lineup nila. It's because, again, um, kapag na-scout yung mga previous na mga players or lineup dito, this can be a strategy
Yeah.
kasi hindi mababasa yung usual na ginagawa.
Now, of course, a
Tulad
much
niyan,
needed timeout
uminsay,
here
di ba?
for Caloocan.
Basta kuha tayo ng bola, kahit alanganin kunin nyo na. So, gawa tayo ng paraan kapag ano ha? Ano? Aja, bagalan mo lang bumilis ka sa baba.
You're clearly from that last time out of Caloocan, it was said as if nasabi na lang ni coach na mag-improvise because sometimes hindi mo talaga mapipigilan na out of system yung makukuhang bola and something that they needed to adjust to.
This time, Chica Espinosa. Wow, combination play to Bombita with that work. Rhea Manalo. Loy. Well, I forgot to count that time sa Rhea Manalo did, but ang taas ang porsyento ni Rhea Manalo here in this match.
Rhea Manalo again and again showing why she was also the top performer from their previous match. Former UE
yeah.
player.
And she came here not to disappoint. Cantada, gagawin ng paraan, denied. Bombita, oh. Rhea Manalo again. Wow. How about this consistency coming from Rhea Manalo?
2 consecutive points showing that she really is a reliable player for her squad. Taking advantage of the blocker's hands.
Wow. Rhea Manalo. This time pupuntahan Bombita. No? Reverse set. Back to Cantada. Cantada! What a catch shot there!
As you can see, it's a very well adjusted attack from Cantada. She saw a spot.
At ang ganda ng iwas si Sam doon.
And she was really aiming for that. As you can
Oh.
see, it was really intentional.
That jump serve will go outside.
And it's time for Dasmarinas to at least hindi maging complacent dito sa laban na ito because they're again playing up against veterans players as well.
And right now, look who's in. Here for Dasma, you have Dailisan. Another powerful outside dito. Another product of NU and now playing here Dasmarinas. Escanlar, gagawa ng paraan, nabitin.
And mahirap nga din naman talagang adjustan yung mga ganong type ng set coming from a break ball. And it's a point for Caloocan.
Rhea Manalo, your leading scorer. Here for Caloocan, on deck to serve. This will be Bombita. Susan Raslan. Now, another here, reloading it back to Bombita. No! This will be Escanlar's chance!
Now, Escanlar, the powerful attack. Very well adjusted, at least to make up for the previous error from that last frame.
The always ever powerful Myrtle Escanlar and Jacob here. At yun na nga, with a little bit of the net. And with that, Loy will now be again at 16 with Dasmarinas again helping us to lead our second technical timeout. Jacob there with a service ace, 16 to 11.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Well, catch all the games live and free exclusively on postupd.com. Your game, your community. Join now, powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Well, meanwhile, dito Loy, Dasmarinas showing mastery here, but here comes Caloocan showing us some wit and smarts.
Again, Ledesma is present dito sa kanyang net defense. Nina, she contributed an attack in the middle.
No.
Now, very observant player.
And of course, another veteran here, Susan Raslan, serving here for Caloocan rather. Pono Escanlar. I mean, you have also to admire the coverage of Caloocan in this time. Chica Espinosa scoring here for Caloocan.
And we've been hearing more from Espinosa. At the very start ng set, medyo tahimik, but now she's showing off.
Meanwhile, continues serving here is Susan Raslan. Well, this is a good start that we see Loy, Chica Espinosa. Ledesma is also pretty active, as well as Rhea Manalo. They need it against this youngsters as Chica Espinosa one more time!
Again, Chica Espinosa showing her leadership inside the court as well as her dominance.
Look at that take off. And also this one of the factors din na pwede maapektuhan itong mga bata is the overwhelming crowd. I mean, since we're here in Caloocan, home court advantage. I mean, they should not like stick that in their minds. But meanwhile, Myrtle Escanlar, just enough power to get it through and score here over the Lady Knights.
An off-speed attack was enough for Escanlar. At least gain a point for her team.
Grace Lumbita now serving for Dasma. Chica Espinosa again, but she's been scouted. This time, Myrtle Escanlar. Wow! I'm running out of words. Sa ganda ng depensa ng dalawang kupunan na to. Myrtle, one more time. Wow! Ball is still alive. That power, it's simple by Baha Monde.
Baha Monde just found the spot. And as you can see, nakita niya talaga, it was really intentional na doon niya dadalhin yung bola. And because nobody was there,
Oh yeah.
time for Caloocan.
And I think here comes Caloocan, expecting that Baha Monde will going to hit that ball hard kaya medyo matras yung depensa. But this, yeah. Tignan natin, Chica ulit. Wow, Loy. Well, kanina it was Rhea Manalo doing the consistency. And right now, Chica Espinosa. And the lead is cut down to 3.
And if ganito kaganda yung distribution of points and yung performance na pinapakita nitong Caloocan, hindi lang isang tao yung gumagalaw. So, merong opportunity para sa bawat players na at least to get their energy back.
Certainly. And, I mean, I know that here for Caloocan, they're extra, pump up considering that they're here playing inside their home court. And this is also very exciting, to see how will Dasmarinas react in situations like this. Again! Woo! And here comes Caloocan. They're all
Consistent service
yes.
aces.
And because of that, Loy, Coach Reg will call a timeout.
Bahala tayo sa spiker natin pag hindi wala sa spiker natin. Ngayon, kukunin niya yung supporta natin, tayo kukobe para sa kanya, okay? Basta ilakasan niyo walang paluin niyo. Kung may makita kayong butas, i-drapple go, i-drapple.
So we're wondering kung ano itong mga instructions ni Coach Reg sa kanyang mga players. Because from that last frame, we heard the timeout from Caloocan.
Mhm. But I think here comes Coach Reg. She wanted, no, I mean, knowing the strategist that she wanted to kill and to freeze the momentum that Caloocan able to get. Wow. Well, without that timeout, I think that is like how many, Loy? 3 straight aces here. And we're tied at 18. The 5-point lead dito ng Dasmarinas. Ganun-ganun na lamang nawala.
And yung consistency, itong ni Ledesma dito sa service line have been really helpful to boost the momentum and confidence of Caloocan.
Escalar. Not only well on the services, but itong Caloocan, umaayos din yung depensa nila dito. Sheik Espinosa will try one more time. Sa likod din nila. The Lisan, Sheik Espinosa asking for a check, and there's no check.
And it appears kung gaano kabilis yung bola. I think they thought there was a block touch.
But I think our first referee is really would grant that point over here to Dasmarinas as Myrtle Escanlar here serving for Dasmarinas on her signature jump serve. That catches the line.
And it's the second time that Escanlar was able to execute that kind of serve. Malapit na sa linya.
Ganda nun. Andrea Manalo was actually right in front of that when that ball landed. It's still a strong serve, which means I think this, yes, it will be a free ball. Bahamonde approaching, but Dailisan.
And Dailisan with a very good angle. Just down the line attack.
And right now, timeout here for Caloocan. Let's listen in.
Pakita niyo sa likod niyo yung height niyo doon sa end line niyo sa likod. Kapag lumagpas sa ulo niyo, ibig sabihin, outside, titignan niyo kung ano yung pagitan na yung binigay niyo sa sarili niyo sa likod. Huwag kayong masyadong forward dito. Ha? Hindi po per second ngayon pag short mo niya, hindi lumapit tayo. Mas madali lumapit kaysa umatras eh.
And coach was just reminding itong mga basics in terms of receptions, receiving the ball. So adjustments lang, whether it be sa angle ng bola and sa distance from the line.
And I think what a way if... I think, Loy, sabi mo nga, pinag-usapan dito, yung magiging reception at depensa ng Caloocan. But a way to test that. What a way to test that to see if that is strong than to receive Scanlar serve. But meanwhile, this was this game's community cam powered by Pusupi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. After that 4 aces kanina ni Susan Rasdan, here comes Myrtle Escanlar doing the damage as well here for Caloocan.
And this is the third time that she was able to execute that kind of service. It's as if kalkulado niya na yung
Oo.
ang length nitong court. I wouldn't say na chamba talaga yun eh.
This time, this will be a 1-2 play. Oh! set point.
Presence of mind itong ni Dailisan. Think even yung mga deceive na pag-atake would help para malito itong kalaban.
Oh, yes.
Canla remains steady here on the service line.
But still, strong serve. This will be serve ko, palo ko eh. Mertilis Canla. Rhea Manalo said, not yet.
Of course, Rhea Manalo, the player that she is, she will always make adjustments para to at least break off the momentum that
yeah.
her opponent has.
And Caloocan need to cope up with 6 points. But di na patatagalin to dahil Lisan. Fresh from Bahrain. Back here in Manila, still very effective and powerful. Denise Dailisan, ladies and gentlemen, scoring an off-the-block point here contra veterans of Caloocan AM's Miker and Dasmarinas 25-19.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
And Dasmarinas still very dominant and closing out his first set 25-19. Well, Loy, just like their previous matches, they appear to be masters of power, of being, great. But this time, what's lacking is that wala yung mga ates na pwedeng tumulong sa kanila. But I think the firepower is still there.
And they're not bothered even if they're up against the veteran players. But still, of course, Dasmarinas Monarchs truly proved that they can really be dominating regardless, even in the absence of their senior players, their ates.
Oo.
So every player really showcased what they got. So it's really an opportunity for them to showcase that everybody can contribute. And as you can see here from the set summary, we can see that even if Caloocan dominated in terms of attack, they still managed to, of course, clinch a win because of the 7 aces. So you can see how consistent Escanlar was in the service line from the previous set, and this really helped the team to gain and boost their momentum to clinch this set.
Yeah. Well, let's just see, Loy, if that will continue here in the second set. If that, yung dominance nga tsaka yung master dito ng Dasma. Or if the hometown heroes of Caloocan, if they're going to allow that to happen. This time, from the back.
I think it's an attack error.
But here comes, kanina nakita natin, a glimpse of Denise Dailisan, greatness. Ngayon naman, Loy, makita natin fresh from Bahrain to. Our very own flag bearer during the Asian Youth Game. Harleen Cerneche is right now present here for Dasma.
And from that last sequence, Cantada, just making sure that she would get through the ball.
Some Cantada, simple lang but using she's less dominant hand, yes, was able to score a point here for Dasma. Abigail Pono here, scoring an ace here for Dasma. And you know what good about Abigail? During high school, playing with the new, she's one of the best servers that we know. Scoring several aces in one sequence.
I think it truly shows right now how good she is in terms of service.
Cerneche trying to do a cut shot, however, that's too wide.
Was almost a good attempt for Cerneche. Kasi walang tao dun sa spot na yon. But medyo uncontrolled lang yung bola.
Shika, pupuntahan sa gitna, Hakob! Wow!
I'd say it's a very powerful attack from Jacob, and it also shows their connection.
And what's
Good pass.
Oo, yun nga. And Lloyd, Hakob is not the tallest of a middle blocker, no? Pero the speed and the agility, grabe yung correctional doon ni Pono.
Exactly. Another point from Cantada and the service line.
At yun na nga, Loy, umuulan ng service aces dito with signal number 3 sa Dasmarinas. Pinapaulan ng Caloocan.
And halos lahat ng player dito para sa Dasmarinas are all effective on the service line. And another service ace coming from Cantada.
Ace pa lang yun. So, here for Caloocan, they need to figure that out. I know that they can attack. We've seen Shika Espinosa and Rhea Manalo doing formidable attacks. But, however, in order for them to do that, they have to receive first those heavy and loaded services dito ng Dasmarinas.
And these are 3 consecutive aces from Cantada.
And because of that, Loy, what's the best way to compose yourself, but of course to listen, no, to Caloocan.
Bull yun. Makikita naman natin pagka pinalo yun, automatic yun Ngayon pag nakita nyo mataas yung jump set, for sure long bull yun. Mag-isip tayo first ball lang, no? Wag na tayong first ball na naman, no?
Kasa lang para makakonvert tayo, attack ha.
It's always a reminder about the basics kasi yun yung magiging foundation on how they'll be able to perform and execute a good play.
No.
And of course, Dasmarinas Monarchs, itong mga services nila, it's really strong.
Well, this time, good thing. It went outside. They're now free from some Cantada's curse at the service deck.
And I think the only way to stop that consistent service aces was also the error.
Right now, let's see now. Oh, Escanlar mistimed that one. This will be an opportunity here.
I think that's too high.
Whoa, Escanlar with the bomb.
Very high leap from Escanlar.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power on 9-9. Load now.
And I think everyone here inside the Caloocan Sports Complex really heard that. It's like a cannon.
And Caloocan is surviving, Loy, because of the errors and free points na binibigay nga dito ng Dasma.
And it's time for Caloocan to take advantage of those errors.
Ako, pupuntan dito. Serneche. And look like Serneche, wala pa. Di niya pa nakukuha yung rhythm and timing niya so far here.
Let's see if it's a black ball or it appears to be deflected by the net.
This will be a free ball. Now, this is a perfect timing and opportunity dito. Masyadong dikit yung set doon ni Jolan. Papuntang Dasma na yun. And because of that error, again, Dasmarinas will lead us to our first technical timeout. Dasma here up by 3.
Unli projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Back to Manny Pacquiao's MPVA. Now, a while ago, I got the chance to speak with Dasmarinas head coach Regine Diego, and she told me it's about developing habits that lead to winning. And that comes through learning by experience. And she told me what she loves about their program at NU is that they really have a strong focus on the grassroots of all their sports. She said, we like to start them young. And in today's game versus Caloocan, she knows they're playing against the home court and their opponents, and she knows they're a bit short-handed without most of their senior players. But she said, I really believe in the potential of our young squad. And, you know, in that conversation I had with her, she even added something very fruitful. She said, our girls now, they are very strong, but they don't know how strong they are yet. And it's our job as coaches to really tap into their potential and help them unleash all the strength they have, both individually and as a team. Back to you, Jong and Lois.
I would really agree to that because of what Coach Reg have said to her players. Well, it's really important. It really does make a difference when we start these young players on the grassroots levels.
Yeah.
And I would really agree as well na sinabi niya na malakas na itong mga players but they are just not aware. And it's really evident right now base sa mga pinapakita ng mga players na to ngayon, especially from that last frame with service ace coming from Serneche.
I don't know if it is a happy problem or not, Loy. They are strong, but they don't know how strong they are. Well, I think that connotes that, you know, there's so much potential that is still to be unlocked dito sa Dasmarinas. But here for Caloocan, Loy, I mean, they need to receive. I mean, I don't want to complicate, you know, things for them. I mean, on why we're stuck here at 5. Because first things first, Loy, wala tayong service reception. So that is the first thing that, you know, Caloocan need to work out here in this match as Harleen Serneche, fresh from Bahrain, is here serving for Dasmarinas and still scoring in the service line.
That service ace, that service was just too powerful para ma-counter nito ni Juanillo.
Sayang, but yeah. The lead here is slowly ballooning for Dasmarinas. Serneche one more time. Susan Raslan. The running set to Escanlar.
Again, Escanlar unleashing the potential that she has. And if I were Escanlar, malalaman ko pa ba na hindi ako ganun kalakas. I've been contributing a lot.
Oh, yes. And also, kita mo pa din talaga, I mean, parang never kong nakita nag-off speed itong Dasma. I mean, they're so intentional on spiking the ball, and not just by spiking the ball, they wanted to spike the ball hard enough.
And I think for this, Dasmarinas, they wanted to continue yung consistency nila on the service line. However, sila din yung nag-i-end nung pagiging consistent
Oo,
nila.
which is a happy problem naman if you're Caloocan.
But unfortunately, Caloocan responded with another error, giving out a free point for the dominating Dasmariñas Monarchs.
This time, Myrtle Escanlar. Well, kanina nakailang service aces ito si Myrtle. Let's see if she still can score more aces dito. As Pono will back. Pipe set! That will be outside Cernet. Mukhang hindi niya pa nakukontrol yung rhythm niya in this game.
Oh, so, itong Dasmariñas, bumiyahi pa. In travel time, you also have to consider that. Maybe may pagod pa on their side.
Yeah.
Desma serving. Also one of the players that gave out a lot of
Oh.
service aces for team. But Cantada gained another point, of course, with the help of the net.
Well, I think that should have been not overload, but sobrang lakas. Kita mo natupi na yung net. Pumasok pa yung bola.
Exactly. Good shot serve.
Jolan wants to play. No! Sayang yun. And right now, errors been piling up dito on the side of Caloocan, and greatness continues here for Dasmarinas. 17 into 6. Lamang dito ang Dasma.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on PusoP.com. Your game, your community, join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. And of course, we want to greet our Honorable Mayor Along Malapitan alongside, of course, with Congressman Oka Malapitan and, of course, Konsihal Enteng Malapitan. Thank you so much for allowing us play here in Caloocan. But going back into our game, every position being played here in Dasmarinas was properly executed, and just on that last sequence, it was Jacob.
And everybody's performing dito para sa kupunan ng Dasmariñas. And another ace.
Wow!
And that ace came from De La Peña. It's as if required para sa mga Monarchs na makapag-contribute ng at least one ace.
But I've lost counting, Loy, kung ilan na ba yung aces dito ng Dasmariñas. But I think it's like more than 10 already, no?
And it only shows one thing, that Caloocan needs to work on their receptions right now.
In services.
They've been struggling there. And as well as minimizing the errors. Chica Espinosa struggled to adjust on that set.
Sayang yun. Well, Chica Espinosa, wala nang room for her to approach. Ito nakababa ng elbow niya. That ball will surely not be over talaga.
And it all boils down to how they're struggling with the reception, kasi if they don't have a good reception, yung pasa sa setter hindi rin maayos. And now they need to work on their coverage.
At kung saan mo tignan ngayon dito, Loy, I mean, Dasma is on their deadly form right now.
Mhm.
And even just like that, halos wala nang ginawa Sam Cantara but just to just give that ball over to them. Yet, nakascore pa rin si Sam. 20-7 here. Such an uphill ride for Caloocan if they want to tie things up here contra Dasmarinas. Rhea Manalo. Rhea Manalo will attack. From the back, Escanlar. This time, long rally tayo dito. Some kantada now. Well, at least a better defense dito for both squads. Myrtle from the pipe, scoring goods here for Dasma.
Another point from Escanlar. Even at the back row, kaya ng paraanan yung bola. As you can see, a vertical jump lang itong ginawa ni Escanlar.
Well, just good for her right now. Let's listen in.
25, kaya hindi pa to tapos. Push natin to, kaya natin to. Subukan muna natin ang i-goal natin, idikit muna natin. Malay nyo, bilang madikit, tapos, tuloy-tuloy natin. Tayo,
Angat nyo lang yung bola!
R5 ba?
And it's always about the basics na gustong balikan nito ni Coach. As you can see, this is really the problem na meron itong Caloocan. Kanina they've been performing, they're good with their defense from the first set. But now, becomes the opposite.
This time, Dasmarinas looking really fine as Escanlar. Wow, back-to-back points from the pipe.
Escanlar's been really effective in all areas.
Look at that spike. And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 9-9 load now. Yolan. Escanlar again from the pipe.
And Dara Neva wasn't able to make adjustment on that. I think one of the reasons why nagsastruggle itong si Jolan in terms of her setting is because of the passes.
Of course, I mean, she'll not be given the responsibility if, setting is such a very difficult, possession in
Exactly.
volleyball.
And a 1-2 play did work for Jolan.
Good timing for Jolan, but this time this will be a favorable rotation dito for Caloocan since Jolan will be in the service deck, which means Lloyd, that full rotation tayo, 3 spikers already dito for Caloocan. Quick attack again by Jacob, huli yun.
And I think there's a little hesitation on the side of T-zone. Because medyo na-late siya dun sa blockings. And as well as natamaan itong net. So that was a net touch violation from that last sequence.
This will be an opportunity here for Dasmarinas as Nomil will pass this to Cerneche, no. Nieva, Jolan, babalikan dito, Nieva, may check.
What a way for Nieva to recover from that previous error.
Of course. Veteran moves, ika nga works here well. For Nieva,
Now present itong si Nieva sa service line. A former UE player.
At yung maganda dito, I know that Dasma is already at set point. And here for Caloocan, they need to play perfect volleyball. But masaya to. I mean, it is a test of character for Caloocan to see how far they can go. But sabi ng Dasma, hanggang dito na lang daw. 10 to 25. I think the scores, Loy says everything about how dominant Dasmarinas is. Let's take a look on this last match.
As you can see here, medyo nag-lie low itong performance ng Caloocan.
And right now, set number 2 belongs to Dasmarinas, 25 to 10.
Plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
And this time, Dasmarinas only needing just one set. Again, for the record, Lloyd, they have not dropped any set yet, and that's what they're looking forward here in this match again to maintain their unblemished, immaculate record. Let's take a look on some of the highlights. In set number 2, I must say, Lloyd, this is a story of challenging. Their service reception over the strong and loaded aces dito ng Dasmarinas.
Well, from the previous set para dito sa Caloocan, they have been performing well actually. It's at least somehow at par sa performance itong Dasmarinas kanina. However, comes the second set, it appears that they became lie-low dito sa kanilang mga performance at mas nag-dominate itong Dasmarinas in terms of their service aces, and everyone was contributing in their side as well.
And I must say here for Caloocan, the only thing that they need to work out here, because it's really hard to complicate, but before that, let's take a look on the statistics here on our set number 2.
As we can see here, Caloocan only had 2 attacks. And it's really something that they needed to work on. This indicates na they really have problem with the reception as compared to the 11 attacks that Dasmarinas showed. In terms of blocking, similar, there are no blocks. But in terms of aces, this is the department Dasmarinas have been really dominant with.
Exactly, and for Dasma, all you need to do is to keep that statistics or that skills alive. And here for Caloocan, sabi ko, I don't want to complicate things. First things first, basic tayo, textbook volleyball. They need to work on their service reception first, and let's see what will happen next. But for Dasmarinas, they all look really so fine. Cerneche will start here for Dasmarinas. You have Cerneche, Jacob, and Cantada here serving goods for Dasma. Pono serving. And Lloyd, kaya naman. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, if your opponent cannot outpower you, why not outsmart them?
And there are a lot of ways para makakuha ng puntos in a sport of volleyball. So there are a lot of variety of attacks that one player can do. Of course, another counter ray. And I think Caloocan is now stepping up for this set, slowly coming to their senses.
And just like that, Caloocan giving Dasmarinas the taste of their own medicine.
Mhm.
Serneche, may touch ba? And it looks like Serneche talaga hindi pa yata din talaga nakapagpahinga to. I mean, she's unsuccessful mostly on her attacks.
And medyo nakailalim siya dun sa bola from that last sequence. But unfortunately, on the side of Caloocan, error na naman
Oh yeah.
as early as now. And that's something that they really need to minimize kasi nga, they've been struggling with the reception from the previous set.
Some cantada. Another ace here. Ang nakakatakot dito, Amlo, is that if one Dasma player started to score an ace, nagsusunod-sunod. Well, lagi consecutive. At doon naman lalo humihina din ang service reception dito ng Caloocan.
And Cantada, really effective also on the service line to make up for the error a while ago.
Although good. Gagawa ng paraan, Serneche. Isa pa. Nieva. Some cantada present on keeping that ball alive as Nieva will try again to outpower. But no too good. Dailisan. Oh!
And that move, smart move from Dailisan, was enough to at least shift the momentum back on their side.
And right now dito, we are tied up by 3. But here, if you're Caloocan, you need exactly to create your own point. Another ace. And this is what I'm talking about, Lois. The consistency of aces dito ng Dasma.
And again, it's as if required talaga sila na makapag-contribute ng at least one service ace.
I think everybody, no, parang they have an ace na. What's notable kasi itong kay Sam Cantada, Serneche, tsaka kay Scanlar.
Struggling again on their defense.
Another ace, Loy!
If I'm correct, Cantada already has 10 points for this match.
Wow. Well, I could not have imagined paano kaya ako yung mag-receive ng bola dito ni Sam. I mean, at her peak, I mean, she's really pretty strong here.
And she's already targeting the libero.
Wow.
For the side of Caloocan, there have already been a switch para dito sa mga libero, but none of them was able to excellently defend itong service na pinapakita ni Cantada.
And right now, let's listen in.
Wala eh. Ginaganon nyo eh. Natutaplasik talaga yun. Problema lang ngayon, first ball. First ballan nyo lang. Side step, kahit isang step lang.
Ang problema ng first ball ay hindi lang ngayon, even from the previous
Yeah.
set.
Well, even from the set 1,
Mhm.
the Caloocan failed to actually work on strengthening their service reception.
There's a lot of missed opportunities para dito sa Caloocan because of their reception. And again, the only way to stop itong mga consistent services ng Dasmarinas would be to make an error din doon sa kanilang mga
Oo.
service.
And they cannot just actually wait for the opponent to make an error. You have and you need to create your own point here. This time, Nieva. Pono pupuntahan dito. Finally, Serneche on board here for Dasmarinas.
Now, Serneche is present dito sa kanilang attacks. And for Caloocan, it's not only the defense but also the coverage. Sayang kasi yung mga block na nade-deflect nitong kanilang
Yeah.
mga blockers. Even if hindi mo block, at least na babawasan yung speed ng bola. And again, talking about coverage.
And because of that, Loy, it's easy as ABC. Dasmarinas will lead us to our first technical timeout. Kudos on that block. 8-4, Dasma leading by 4.
Fans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Nagbabalik ang MPVA, ang liga para sa lahat. You know, Jong and Lois, I feel like I have to share this with you because I had a very long and fruitful conversation with the head coach of Dasmarinas, Coach Regine Diego. And in one of those parts, she told me, from being the very first female head coach in the professional ranks to now coaching a championship squad in the UAP, her story has been nothing short of inspirational. Sabi niya, you know, when I was first starting in my career as a head coach, some people said I would never make it and our teams would never be successful. But I just stayed humble and I'm very thankful to the people who continue to believe in me. And she even included na, I want to share this story because I want to serve as an inspiration. Sabi niya sa akin, never let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. If you believe you have something in you, use it to the best of your potential. At yan din ang mga paalala niya dito sa young squad niya, dito sa Dasmarinas Monarchs. So far so good and they've been able to show that all throughout this tournament so far. Back to you, Jong and Lois.
I think etong sinabi ni Coach Reg is truly, totoo naman talaga eh. She have already proven this. Even, of course, with the humility na pinapakita niya in a male-dominated field, especially, I think, majority of mga head coach mga lalaki.
Oo.
She have proven this, especially nung nag-head coach din siya in pros. And from that last frame, it's another point coming from Serneche. Just
And her-
tipping over the ball.
Oo. And kanina nakikita natin, Lois, Harlin Sarnech have been struggling on scoring the point, on finding her rhythm. And ngayon, kita mo, 3 consecutive points already, courtesy of Harlin Sarnech, now moving really smooth here for Dasma as she continues to serve here.
And kailangan muna siguro nag-iinit itong si Serneche. Good attack there by Manalo. Think kudos din sa magandang set.
Oo.
As you can see, it's good leap because of that set.
And you see the power already. You see the nakaya. I mean, they just have to have a good reception dito. And Dailisan there just doing exactly what Rhea Manalo did to her.
Dasmarinas sure knows how to respond. So, salita na ng puntos. Ang makikita natin dito ngayon.
This time, dito, Samkantada.
Nagkantada again and again, being so consistent. Especially in uplifting itong kanyang squad.
In Samkantada, there have been so much hype, there so much noise about this, youngster. And this time, Rhea Manalo really appears to be the lone bright spot talaga dito for Caloocan. Ledesma. One more time, Abigail Pono. What is smart?
Very effective 1-2 play for Pono. A good decision there.
Derlin Dailisan also another standout in high school volleyball on deck to serve. And Caloocan trying to shuffle players to see which combination yung mag-work at mag-gel in this very tough and tall order as they face again the undefeated Dasmarinas Monarch. Pono Sa likod naman dinala. Grabe, Darlene Dailisan.
There's just too much power on that hit. Even coming off from the back row. Para dito kay Dailisan.
And yung palo, ito yung set dun ni Pono kay Dailisan. I mean, nobody saw that coming dito on the side of Caloocan. This time, that is not over here for Rhea Manalo. Jolan will be back here to do the setting and orchestration of offense dito for Caloocan. Susan Raslan is also back here. Jolan, quickly to Ledesma. But Abigail Bono, always ready to respond here for Dasma.
And this 1-2 play from Pono has been really effective. Especially, she's already taken advantage nitong hindi pagiging alerto ng Caloocan.
Susan Raslan has been denied. They'll be reloading Susan Raslan. Serneche now. Jolan, babalikan dito. Oh!
Lingay did make sure na malalakasan niya yung palo na yan to gain a point. As you can see, she was so ready to put power on that hit.
Well, despite not having enough room to take off, still was able to hit the ball with ample amount of power and scoring a point here for Caloocan.
I think it's another rotation error from the side of Caloocan.
Wasted, and we don't want to happen those wasted opportunity, Loy. I mean that is like the simplest thing you do to check on your rotation, and I think it is allowed na to check and verify that over to the second referee.
There are a lot of ways to make sure kung tama ba yung pwesto.
And because of that, again, Dasmarinas almost halfway through on maintaining their immaculate record 16-8.
Plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusup.com. Your game, your community. Join now, powered by Smart, the official telco partner of MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. And also we wanna give some gratitude to our Honorable Mayor Along Malapitan, alongside of course with Congressman Oka Malapitan and Konsihal Enting Malapitan for making this possible. MPVA here in Caloocan, thank you so much. As we go back to our game, Dasmarinas 16-8, just few more points again to maintain their unblemished record here in the MPVA. And Loy, I know that it will add so much confidence if you're Dasma that you have not dropped any set yet.
Exactly, yung pagiging consistent nila in winning the games. So they're also consistent with maintaining itong streak na malimit nila into 3 sets lang. Itong kanilang mga games.
This time, one more time. Oh! Nobody's home there.
Really a miscommunication on the side of Caloocan. Even kanina in terms of reception, nagsastruggle din sila. They don't know kung sino ang kukuha ng mga bola.
But this time, this will be a much needed timeout for Caloocan. Let's listen in.
Ako. Ano lang. Anyway, sige, subukan lang natin, laruin nyo pa naman. Masaya lang, masaya.
I think just a few reminders para dito sa kupunan ng Caloocan.
This time, Jacob serving here for Dasma. Susan Raslan. Cerneche. That will be outside. Puntos dito for Caloocan.
And if there's one player that's really effective on the side of Caloocan, it will have to be Susan Raslan.
Mm.
And of course, to make up itong absence ni Rhea Manalo inside the court.
Makasait. Oh! Makasait. Well, I think everybody now, almost everybody here for Dasma is on board on scoring dito.
Caloocan, medyo bumaba yung atmosphere, yung
Oh.
body language.
And it's pretty obvious, no?
It's really different from what they have played from the previous set. From the first set, another service ace from Dasmarinas Monarchs.
And it pretty seems like the aces dito o yung services dito ng Dasmarinas is something that Caloocan cannot handle. I mean, so much power, so much load.
I think it's also fulfilling on the side of Dasmarinas.
Oo.
Knowing that they've been targeting a libero and they're successful.
Oo. At kanina pa, I mean, and it goes, hindi lang isa, but multiple players actually is doing that to Caloocan. But if there's one good thing, Lo, is that block point dito for Caloocan.
And slowly, at least, hoping they're coming back to their senses. Even if it's as if they're not attempting na to
Oo.
get a win. But at least they should have already performed what they can. To at least give up a good fight para dito sa Dasmarinas.
And I know this will be already a tall order for Caloocan, you know, to try to tie things up here. But you know, sabi nga ni Coach natin, subukan natin. I mean, during their timeout, and let's see how far they can go. You know, more than the score, it is, you know, a test of character to see how far you can go despite of the adversity. And that is the challenge dito nga sa Caloocan. But dito, Dasmariñas, the only problem that they will be minding, Loy, is how to maintain their unblemished record.
And for Caloocan, they've been really struggling dun sa mga areas nila eh. I think nag-aagawan sila sa mga bola. And it only implies one thing,
Oo.
that they're not really sure about their roles. Kung sino bang kukuha within a specific area and zone, who's assigned.
Dito, Mauricio, that is not over. Oh, that Makasait rather.
An opportunity for Caloocan.
This time, Nomil. Cerneche, puntos pa din.
Another point from Cerneche. Na ngayon lang nabubuhayan.
Oo.
We also have to understand na malayo nga yung tinravel pa nito ni Cerneche along with their teammates. Especially traveling here in Caloocan. Daraneva, they needed more of those attacks, especially kung gusto nilang makahabol dito.
So this is already a tall order, but who knows? I mean, sabi ko nga, di ba, the experience that you will have in facing the number one team so far, you could carry that in your next games. Rhea Manal, just like Rhea Manal is really, a player where you can draw your strength if you were teammates with her.
And with her actions, how she was able to get the point, nakaka-uplift talaga. I would say nakaka-uplift para sa mga teammates niya.
Oh yeah.
So somebody really needs to step up on their side.
Still the ball. Ledesmano. This will be Rhea Manal. Gagawa ng paraan. Mauricio. Darlene. 10-point lead here for Dasmarinas.
Now, Dasmarinas only needs 2 points to close off this match.
And let's see now. And right now nga, I mean, this record of Dasmarinas, unblemished pa rin, Lois. They have not dropped any set. I mean, in 4 of their outings so far here in the MPVA. But meanwhile, Rhea Manalo will try. That will give Dasmarinas the match point again to maintain their immaculate record here in the MPVA.
And it's a very crucial error. As you can see, kinatawanan na lang ni Rhea. Shaking off that error.
Right now, this could be it. Rhea Manalo. This could be it. Mauricio. Chica Espinosa losing the joust to Mauricio. And Dasmarinas still unblemished, Lois. Have not dropped any set yet. Dasmarinas. Monarch, wow, what a performance from them. Let's take a look on that last replay. Inunahan ni Mauricio dito, Ishika Espinosa.
This truly is a display of dominance from Dasmarinas Monarchs. In terms of their consistency, their attacks, and even the system coming from the grassroots level is really evident sa lahat ng mga match na pinaperform nila dito.
And of course, I mean, if you're Caloocan, there's really nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, of course, we understand that Dasmarinas has been playing like since, for many years already. I mean, even their eye closes, I think they can still play volleyball together. I mean, that's how familiar these players are to each other. And for Caloocan, I think the best thing that they could do right now is to, carry the learnings that they have learned here in this match, going against the number one team, and moving forward, use those learning. But right now, again, Dasmarinas winning this in 3 sets. Our set 3, 25-13.
Projects, plans, play? With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games. With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Of course, Dasmarinas remain to be really vigilant here, really very powerful all throughout the season, winning their fourth match here in the MPVA Season 2. Again, 25 to 13. So much, a force to be reckoned with here this season. But Loy, this amongst the great players that played here in this match, who is your queen of the court?
Our queen of the court for this match is Samantha Cantala, a player that stood out para dito sa Dasmarinas Monarch. She displayed how consistent she can be, how powerful her attacks are, and decision making as well. And this is something that every team for this league should look out for.
Definitely. And for Sam Cantada, of course, she is with our courtside reporter, Nico Aaron. Nico, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Jong and Lois. So with me right now is our queen of the court, of course, from the Dasmarinas Monarchs, Sam Cantada. Sam, una-una, congratulations sa panalo. Entering this game, sabi ni Coach Eugene sa akin, medyo short-handed kayo, yung mga ate nyo wala into this game. But for you to have a performance like this and do it at the home court of your opponents, anong pakiramdam, anong thoughts mo sa naging performance mo ngayong gabi?
Though kahit kulang kami, syempre, kailangan pa rin namin gawin yung best namin. Kahit hindi pa yun yung best namin. So, alam po namin na may mga lapses po kami today. But syempre, dahil wala na po kaming enough time to train, so magre-rest na lang po kami kasi may shakies pa kami bukas. So, yun. Basta, di lang po kami magsa-stop. Kahit pagod, kahit marami po kami nararamdaman, okay lang po yan. Just trust each other lang po. And trust the Lord lang po. Every day. Every game, every day lang. Yun po.
Okay, Sam, ngayon, alam mo, napansin namin what's impressive with your team in this tournament throughout all your matches. Wala pa kayong na-drop na set. So, anong masasabi mo sa focus ng team mo? Bawat set, bawat game, well-polished ang nagiging offense nyo?
Siguro, di pa, sa performance kasi namin ngayon, kahit di pa po sila nakakawa ng set sa amin, di po talaga kami natigil kasi hanggat may lapses po kami sa loob ng court, hindi parang kailangan po namin i-work on yun sa viewing, siguro pag nag-meeting po kami, kailangan namin pag-usapan yung mga lapses kasi wala na po kami enough time to train po eh. Kinabukasan po may training, tapos kinabukasan may game, tapos tuloy-tuloy po kasi yung game namin ngayon eh. So, pahinga lang po talaga. Yun po.
Okay, ngayon naman Sam, yung mga gusto mong batiin, yung mga sumusuporta sa iyo at sa Dasmarinas Monarchs. Pwede mo na batiin yun.
Siyempre po gusto ko po thank you kay Lord kasi binigay niya po sa amin yung 2 panalo today. And siyempre po sa mga coaches po na nandiyan po sa amin na nagsusupport po sa amin, nag-help po sa training, and kay Mayor Jenny po, sa Mayor po ng Dasma, thank you po. And sa family ko po, kay Mama po, kay Papa, kay Tatay po, kay Daddy Mandy, kay Mami Ina, sa 2 kapatid ko po. Yun po, thank you po sa pag-support po sa amin lagi. Yun lang po.
Okay, and there you have it. Congratulations ulit, Sam, our queen of the court in today's match. Ngayon, balik sa inyo, Jong and Lois.
Thank you so much, Nico, and of course, our queen of the court here, Samantha Cantada from Dasmariñas City. Well, I must say, Lloyd, that this squad's considering their other vehiculars outside the MPVA, still they managed to perform really well here in the MPVA. I think it really talks so much about how dedicated they are. But meanwhile, here are our Smart's Powered Up plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G, only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. Since the very beginning, Lloyd, Dasmariñas started to be unstoppable. Yes, there were some moments that nautakan sila dito na Caloocan. But I must say, overall, it is almost flawless performance here in this day.
And of course, even in the absence of their ates, somebody has to fill the void. And napakita naman ito ng mga Dasmariñas Monarchs. And again, they've been mentioning that continuous yung mga games nila, but still they showed resiliency. And hindi sila na-bother dun sa pagod na nararamdaman nila. And this marks how brave they are and strong as a player.
Certainly. And I must say here for Dasmariñas, I mean, they now bank on not only on blocking, not only serving, but not only attacking, but in services. Grabe, and they know exactly who to target, who is the weakest link on the opponent's side.
And this just shows na they are really prepared. Inaaral nila kung sino yung mga kinakalaban nila and they're really familiar kung paano nila may execute na maayos yung mga plans.
Exactly. And I think, of course, here naman, Loy, for Caloocan, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Well, sometimes you lose, sometimes you learn. And again, there's still a lot of games lined up here for them in the MPVA. And the best thing that they could actually do is to learn from their defeat. I mean, especially here with Dasmariñas because that is quite too hard. And try to translate all the learnings that they got here with Dasmariñas here in this match. I mean, on their next game. And who knows, diba, that game would be your first ever victory here in the MPVA.
And we also have to be reminded that outside volleyball, may mga buhay din yung mga manlalaro natin dito.
Oo.
So there are a lot of responsibilities apart from volleyball. It's just about who's more prepared right now.
Exactly. So, I mean, really so much respect about, I mean, to all of these players. Again, our score 25-19, 25-10, and 25. Of course, Dasmariñas winning this again in in three passionate sets. And of course, our statistic, I think it says everything here, Loy.
As you can see here, in terms of attacks, Dasmariñas really dominated. In terms of blocking, hindi naman masyado magkakalayo. But ito nga, yung 20 aces, this shows how strong the services are and how Caloocan needs to work on the receptions right now.
Exactly, the 20 aces, the 20 massive aces for other teams that is already an attack points for them. But for Dasma, I mean, aces pa lang yan. It really shows and a testament on how good the volleyball program is here for Dasmariñas. And you know what, Loy? For Caloocan, of course, I mean, the good thing about them is that they keep on showing up. But for Dasmariñas, if they continue to do that, I mean, they're the team, you know, to be reckoned, a force to reckon with here and in the MPVA. So right now, Dasmariñas, lawless pa rin, wala pa rin katalo-talo, and on the opposite with Caloocan, who is still looking on that elusive win. And we have our games on 13. It is a triple match on Monday at Pasay Astrodome. At 1, we have a San Juan Lady Knights going against the flawless and immaculate Dasmariñas Monarchs. At 3 p.m. Negros Mecaolada Mega Wide going against the defending champion Quezon Tangerines at 5 p.m. To wrap it up, Pasay Lady Voyagers going against Binyan Tatak Gel Arellano Chief. This is going to be really very exciting, but I know you all have so much fun in our games here in Caloocan. This has been Jong Panerio alongside with me, of course, Roy Santa Maria and Nico Aaron on the courtside, who brought you the beautiful matches here this Saturday. We'll see you on Monday in the MPVA. Magandang gabi. Again, this is MPVA, Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association ng Liga para sa lahat.